Hey, so yeah, it's Friday the 5th, and that call from my sister, yeah, it was about the California earthquakes. Most of my family's in California, so it was my older sister calling to tell me that they were okay, but to also to tell me about the experience. They sure felt it. They sure did. So let me just go ahead and continue to try to talk a little bit about this stack of records, so I can put them away and start a new stack. Cheers. Since talking yesterday, played a couple things. One was 400 Blows. Look, mid 80s, kind of. I posted this online and someone called it Eurobeat. I'm just not into labels. I guess that's it. But it is kind of beat-oriented dance, sort of. It's again, the first thing that comes to mind is how dated the drum machines sound. But the ideas are kind of cool. 400 Blows. Played this Wire album from what year? 2015. I just like the band Wire very, very much. Not even to this day, I'm still not sure what it is about them. It's kind of indescribable. Their brilliance is not direct. They write. Colin Newman writes words that seemingly don't mean anything, and yet they have weight. The music just always seems important. Sounds great. Pulled another one of my new age albums, Tom Split, Elan. This is one of those solo piano records. This one to me is, no offense to Tom, but this one is disposable. It's like maybe if you were sitting in the room with him, it would be enjoyable, but it's just really forgettable. I got it originally because I like this label, Quaver. The Quaver label put out a Fred Simon album that I just love. And based on that particular album, I thought to myself, well, I want to find out about Quaver, but it didn't turn out to be the case, that it was something consistently different. Ryuichi Sakamoto, one of my favorite musicians. Here is I printed that and put it on here. It's a 12-inch single for the song Heartbeat from this album, Heartbeat. Some remixes, as well as Heartbeat number 2 with David Sylvian and Ingrid Chavez. I just love this music. I just love Sakamoto. I love where he's coming from. I just read a recent interview with him where he is unconcerned with reliving the past, just going forward, being in the now and moving forward. I like that. Alphonso Johnson, Spellbound, played bass with Weather Report and lots of other people. I love when he put this album out. This was his third solo album where he was really trying to come up with black progressive rock. I mean, it's really kind of silly to think that I have to even say that. It sounds kind of bad, that you have to say black progressive rock. But you know how everything is so... See, that's what I mean about... People say there's no such thing as white privilege. But the fact that we have to say black anything nails it right there, okay? The unfairness. This is a really good album, slightly undercooked. It's like it's a concept that was coming together, and if he could have gone on with it, he could have taken this somewhere. Definitely two jumping off points for this music are Return to Forever and Genesis. Cool stuff. Stone Roses, I still love them. She Bangs the Drums. The music, whatever they're singing about, is just, I don't really care. It's the feeling of the music. It's so happy and optimistic. And I love John Squire's paintings that they use for their covers. Stone Roses. She Bangs the Drums. This has been getting played. REM's Murmur, their first album. I got to play with REM. My band Digital Sex, we opened for them when they played in Omaha on this tour. It was an amazing show. It was my second time meeting them and hanging out with them. Consequently, became friends with them. And the next time they came in town, I was a guest of theirs, backstage pass and everything. I love this album. Pilgrimage. What's that other song? Perfect Circle. Amazing songs. Great memories of getting stoned with REM and dealing with Michael Stipe flirting with me. I wasn't interested for a while. I used to tell the story in a negative way, but I consider it a high honor that Michael Stipe wanted my shit. I wasn't interested. I definitely ate his opium, but that's all he was getting out of me. If you see it, Michael, don't be mad. That's what happened. I'm proud of that moment. Mew from Denmark. They really are one of my favorite bands of all time. Plus Minus is this album. I'll get into a jag with these guys where nothing sounds good except this for a while. I posted this on Facebook. As I've said many times, Jonas Bier, the lead singer of the band, and I are distant friends. We met and we stay, we're in touch. So my most recent post of this, where I went on about how Mew is one of my favorite bands along with the Beatles and Genesis, Jonas responded and with a really kind little remark and said, we really should make music together. And I said, hell yes. Now, we tried before through the band In Dreama. He sent some tracks to Nick, my partner, because they had a real strong connection through film. And we couldn't come up with anything to send back to him. So we've tried before, but I'm going to try it again. 12-inch single by Steve Hackett, the former guitarist with Genesis, who is having a renaissance of popularity now. He's doing really well now. A doll that's made in Japan. I love Steve Hackett's everything about what he does. His playing, his mind, his egoless ego. He's funny to me. He'll say, I don't have an ego. By saying that, you're saying, yes, I have quite an ego. I love the man's guitar work. Ladytron. I love this band. And, I just think they're really good. Ladytron. The song on here, Mirage, is something I could just play over and over and over again. And consequently, I do. I find myself just putting it back and repeating it. It's the sound of the band and the lead singer's voice. I like her voice. Ladytron. I've been rocking my own stuff. Dereck number 3. This came out good. Played this recently. This came out good. My boys, the Ramones. The only Ramone I never got to meet was Tommy, the original drummer. But I met all the other guys. Have a shirt signed by all the Ramones. Seen them live 3 or 4 times. The Ramones were a great band. Great. When the first time we played in Omaha in 1978 or 9, it was like somebody had dropped a bomb here. The effect was huge. I had never seen anything like that. Amazing. I love the Ramones. Mascalero on ECM. Arrow, a group with Arnold Anderson, John Christensen, Tora Brunborg, Nils Petter Molvar, and Frode Alnes. Some atmospheric and groove-oriented electric jazz going on here. Not typical ECM. Damned good. Damned good music. Arrow by Mascalero. Mascalero. I pulled some, I was talking about library music with my friend Joe Benson recently, and I have some, so I pulled some to just kind of review what I have. And here's Dimples, and this is a light jazz mood album, and this doesn't have any beats on it. This one is pretty lame. I'm glad I have these though. Meatball Jack. This one is fresh modern sounds featuring guitar. Again, mostly this is kind of lame. This one has some cool spots on Illusions, DeWolf, modern large group music. It's like music to make breakfast by, but there's some nice melodies on here. I like stuff like that. 25 years of pop. This is Pastiche, a survey of every style of pop music, from rock and roll to new wave, and this is really pretty terrible, actually. The musicians on here all have backgrounds, they know what they're doing, but they're purposely trying to make pastiches. Solo instruments, structures, rhapsodiques, Pierre Harvey. This is cool. This is cool. Okay, moving on. A Exploito album from the psychedelic days, Three Ring Circus, Groovin' on the Sunshine. This album was an attempt by the label RCA to cash in on psychedelia. They hired some old cats. The guy behind this music is Robert Allen, who was basically a staff writer, arranger. He had written hits for everyone from Doris Day to Guy Lombardo. And they give him an orchestra and some singers, and there's nothing psychedelic about this. And yet there's some good music on this. Not psychedelic at all. This album didn't, anybody that was really into alternative culture wasn't going to be fooled by this. I'm glad I have it, though, because there's a couple just cool kind of David Axelrod-y type of things on here. More Wire, Eardrum Buzz, live. Great band, great band. Hadn't played this in a while, but I bought it when it came out. Spectral Mornings by Steve Hackett. Played this all the way through. Now, when it first came out, The Ballad of the Decomposing Man at the end of side 1, where they're doing, again, kind of a takeoff on old-timey radio music, always bugged me. But recently I read or heard in a Steve Hackett interview where he talked about how this album was a lot of fun for them. They drank a lot, and that the inebriation that you hear on that track is real. It warmed my heart. It's like, okay, so this is real. I love the grand orchestral melodic side of his music the most. I love his guitar playing. But that increased my appreciation of that one track. Dave Burrell, a friend of mine now on Facebook, High 1, High 2. Tried to play this for my brother who likes jazz, and he got up and left. I thought, just because it doesn't sound like Charlie Parker or that ilk, this has its own sound. I'm not sure how to describe it right now, but Dave Burrell is someone to find out about if you're interested in real jazz, good jazz. Pink Floyd. This is a great Pink Floyd album. The soundtrack to the movie More. This is really good. I love early Pink Floyd. Love early Pink Floyd. So okay. Bamboo. Now, one of these guys, Dave Ray, from this group, has a background with several other notable things he's done. When this came out, the psychedelic days, I remember seeing it being advertised. I've had a couple copies of this. I really appreciate it now. It's everything from a bit of jazz to pure country. And this is a compliment. These guys remind me of Bret Harold Hart. I haven't met Bret. But the way this comes up, it makes me think, I bet that Bret's kind of like this. A man of the world who's been through a lot of things. He's a Southern man, but has sophistication, you know what I mean? And that comes through on this album. I mean, they play some real get-down country, but there's some real jazz and progressive stuff on here too. Bamboo. If you don't know about this, I'd seek this out. Okay. Cocteau Twins. See? Again, my palette of music is completely wide open. I'm not in one particular bag. Treasure. This is a classic album. I can, again, play this on repeat. Got to see the Cocteau Twins. Got to hang out with Robin Guthrie. Great guy. Great guy. Lenny White, the drummer from Return to Forever. He played on Bitches Brew with Miles Davis. From his early solo career. The Adventures of Astral Pirates. This really holds up well. Fusion prog rock. The last track on this album sounds like Steve Hillage, almost sounds like Gong. This is really good. Really good. Look at all this good music. Three Trapped Tigers. Someone gave this to me. Silent Earthling. This to me is not math rock. It's progressive rock. Very aggressive in parts. The drumming, really powerful. Apparently somebody that I know online knows these guys, was telling me that they're just great people. I love this album. And whoever sent it to me, thank you. I played this Ladytron remix of album of Gravity the Seducer. Love it. Love it. Love it. Last thing I'll show, Culture. Joseph Hill. Harder Than the Rest. Rastafari. I love reggae music. I love my people. Okay. Last thing I'll say is I accept no excuses for supporting Trump. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that fucker being president and people saying that somehow there's something good about it. Something's wrong with that. That's just all I got to say about it.